So my new fabric just landed and I started draping this pattern over the mannequin and thinking, what am I going to make out of it? And I was thinking maybe I will do a pleated jacket with a Japanese kimono sleeve or wide sleeve anyway. So I pinned on my drafting fabric because I'm going to drape it instead of flat pattern make it to come up with the pattern, and this is my starting point. So once you've kind of pinned it together, what you kind of do is you start to mark and draw all over your pattern fabric to see where the darts are and all of the folds are, so that once you take it off, and where you need to cut obviously, so once you take it off, you know exactly how to mark your actual fabric to create the same design. So that's just what I'm doing here. I'm marking the pleats and I'll have to do that on the bottom as well where the waistline is. Now here I am just marking the side seams because I'll have to cut it off. I'm marking the armhole around where the mannequin is, but I will actually use proper armhole measurements for a size 12 or equivalent to a size 8 really. That's what my mannequin is. I will actually end up having to adjust this top because my waist is bigger than the mannequin's waist, but this is my starting and base pattern. Just marking the darts now. Now, this is what the finished front quarter of the jacket top will look like after you've marked it. And then you just have to cut it, and I'm starting to cut it now. And once you've cut it out, you just open it up and that becomes your pattern. But naturally, you also need to leave some seam allowance since this is an exact fit, what we're doing here. Ta-da! It's all finished and I'm ready to unpin it. But before I do, I'm just going to measure the waistband. And all I'm doing for the waistband is a small piece of fabric that I folded in half to get the size. Now I am draping the center front part of the bottom of the jacket and I'm just pinning it on, and then I'll begin to pleat it till I get my desired shape for the pleats at the front. Took me a while to be happy with the pleat, but I got there and this is where I landed. So now, same as the top part, you're just marking where the side seams are and then you'll begin cutting. Here I have just marked the hip line as well, and now I'm marking where I want the bottom of the skirt to end, which will become our seam for the bottom. With that all done, you just start chopping away and then you'll have your base pattern to start working with to adjust and fit to your own body size, and then you can start fixing it up and preparing it for your actual fabric. Now, before you do actually take the front part off, you do need to finish off the back. So you repeat the process, just drape the fabric and then begin pinning where you want the darts and then start marking your fabric. So I'll just quickly do that now. Okay, so I'm almost done now. Once I chop it all up, I will pin it, take it off. This is what it looks like, and I'll show you on the next video how I turn it into a design.